Okay, folks, we got the Kabbalah guru back for the fifth or sixth time. It doesn't matter. So I'm probably going to end up recruiting, interviewing him probably for the next God knows how long, right? And we're talking some gangster stuff right before we hit the record button. So I'm going to repeat some of the stuff for entertainment purposes. By the way, how did Eli and I met? I went on YouTube and I punched in XRP, Gesara, and he kept popping up. So I'm so curious. I said, hey, would you like me to interview you one day? He said, yeah, I love that. And so we started communicating. So here he is. He's from Brooklyn. I'm from New Jersey. We're from the same stomping ground, North Jersey, Saddlebrook. I could be in Manhattan with no traffic in about 12 minutes, 14 minutes flat, driving 90 miles an hour, obviously, right? So I was talking to him, the fact that I was living in Miami for the last 22 years before I moved to Florida, before I moved from Florida to Costa Rica, for the reason that I didn't want my wife to get that thing, correct? That's a short and skinny version. But I said, normally it's always a Sicilian gangster who has a Jewish attorney. When I went down to Florida and I was living in Sunny Isles and Bal Harbor, Surfside, where the McAfee building came down, etc. I met an attorney through a friend of mine, and his name was Sarino Costanzo, Russ Costanzo. Ingrid Costanzo was his wife. He's passed on, unfortunately, about 6-7 years ago. But anyway, long story short, he was good friends with a very famous attorney by the name of Roy Black. Roy Black and I have had dinner at least 8-10 times, conservatively. Sarino Costanzo, Russ Costanzo, was the attorney, get this, of a very famous Jewish gangster by the name of Meyer Lansky. True story, okay? And he always used to invite me over for dinner parties, etc. So one day before I moved to Costa Rica, I'm going back when you used to have a cassette player, answering machine type of deal. That was, how you get your messages when you get home. There was no cell phones, and cell phones are like practically brand new. It's still at this point. Anyway, long story short, I go to all these dinner parties with all these famous people, Roy Black and Leah Black, who was in the Housewives of Miami. She was the head star of the show, etc. One day I get a message on my recorder when I come back from a 2-month vacation in California and said, hey, you're invited over for dinner. Sophia Loren is going to be over as well. They were friends with Sophia Loren. He had a 2,000 square foot townhouse, 3 floors. So it was 6,000 square feet. And every time we would go up the stairs, there was an autographed picture of who? Mussolini. Absolutely, true story. And he was getting old in age. He was getting up there in his 80s, etc. And he used to forget that, he told me that 3 months ago when I had dinner party 3 months prior. And so every time he goes, hey, see, that's the picture of Mussolini. I got a picture of Mussolini autograph. Probably worth a lot of money. But the story is that we have, for the first time ever, he even did the last will and testament for Meyer Lansky. The reality is that Mussolini, who is Mussolini? Because remember I told you, he left me a message saying that Sophia Loren was going to be at his house, and I was invited at that thing. I was kicking myself for not being there, but I wasn't there. I was in California. Long story short, Mussolini happens to be a relative of Sophia Loren. I thought you guys might like to get some little entertainment out of me today. That's entertainment. So, we were just talking. I was on the phone when we got doing the call, and we weren't in record mode, but we were talking money with some guy that wants to go partners with me with some call centers. And he's like, no, I'm a straight up guy. I'm not going to screw you. I said, it doesn't matter. I said, because if you screw me, I said, I'm going to send somebody to come get you. He says, I'm Italian. We're good like that. Right. So he was laughing his ass off. You're Sicilian, not Italian. Right. So he's like, yeah, we're gangsters too, man. I say, I know you guys are. I know you are. So anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well out there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Eli, what is on your radar? What is going on? Are we going to attack Taiwan next? Is this all part of the Gesara? Is there some kabuki theater going on? What in the world is taking place right now? Give me your 22-minute elevator pitch here.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I'm seeing above all this stuff. I mean, I think, yeah, it's going to play out. I think we're going to go from here to Taiwan, probably Iran, take out the black sites in Iran, and then to Israel. They got to go to Israel. They got to clean it up. It's a mess over there. You saw what happened with the medical thing. So this has to happen. Gesara has to happen. XRP probably has to happen. I would say, I mean, I'm looking at Stella. I mean, it's at 20 cents, really? Does that make any sense? It's 20 cents for Stella, and Bitcoin's $40. I mean, 40,000. I mean, it's, and I think what you said about Gary Gensler, I mean, I just can't figure that. I can't put I can't wrap my mind around that whole scenario with what's going on, why they're keeping it. But I think you're probably right. It's probably coming from the white hats. It seems to me like the white hats are in control. I mean, it does, this whole thing with Ukraine was just, it was so beautifully done. It was so well, it's a movie. It's a movie.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what I think, I was just bringing this up before. What I think is that we create our own reality now. We are in a different, the whole paradigm of existence is shifting now. And where you used to be able to, it used to be so hidden, man. We had no clue. I worked in the Department of Education for 20 years. They tortured me in every way possible. I mean, it was just one, I'd come home a nervous wreck. I mean, they come into my room, they go like this. I got an ineffective rating for 20 years. I mean, I'm a great teacher. I got an ineffective rating. It's like, but I was like, okay, this is what I have to do to survive. This is my existence. This is what I got to do. And we believe that. But all of a sudden now, I didn't get the medical treatment. I'm not getting a paycheck. And somehow, I mean, by the grace of God, I have a YouTube channel. People are giving me a little bit of money. I mean, I really have one supporter who basically keeps me afloat. But, I make a little money here. YouTube throws me a few quarters every now and then when they feel like it, when they're not taking down my channel, which has happened already twice. But what I'm saying is that if you really believe, I mean, I'm a Torah guy. I'm a religious guy. And, I davened with a minion, and by the way, so did Meyer Lansky. I heard that he used to come, I think it was him, one of the big gangsters used to come on Shabbos and sit in the shul. He didn't do anything, but he would just sit there.
Yeah.
But you need a taste of, you need to feel connected to godliness. I mean, for me, I need it because I'm, otherwise I'm off. But I really think that we're coming into the age of Aquarius. We're coming into the age where we really create our own reality. And I just don't believe in the federal banking system. I don't believe it. So therefore, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I always tell the story that there was, and this is just a story I heard once, that there was a monk in World War I. World War I was a bloodbath like you can't even believe. People, it was a nightmare. This monk would walk across the battlefield like every morning. And the soldiers are like, what are you doing, man? They're taking people out of here in stretchers every other minute, and you're walking across the battlefield. And they talked to him for a while, and it turned out like he really didn't get the whole concept of war. It didn't make sense to him. So he wasn't a part of it. And it didn't pertain to him. And I'm the same way with, it's like the federal banking system and the IRS. And, I don't have money. So I'm in a lawsuit. I'm also, we're actually in the Supreme Court. The teachers are suing the Department of Education. The guy who runs like this little group of teachers, he says, call the bank and tell them you can't pay your mortgage. So I did. I called them. I said, you know what? Because I refused this medical treatment, I'm not getting a paycheck and I don't have any money. I can't pay my mortgage. They said, okay, fine. They said, how long do you not want to pay for it? I mean, in other words, it wasn't a big deal to them. They know that mortgages are theft. They know. It's common knowledge now. We're aware, we're awake now. So I'm just saying, I'm proposing to you the idea that we live, I mean, it's not even an idea, but it's like that we totally live in the mindset that we create. And I'm having a ball, man. I'm just, I bought I bought some crypto, I bought a little metal, I bought, I took everything out of my retirement fund when I started listening to the X22 report, and two or 3 years ago, whatever it was. And I said, I'm out, man. I'm not doing their system. And I wanted out quick. So I ended up getting all kinds of like tax things. I mean, I thought I'm tax-free, man. Everything you do is no taxes. You try to get your money, man. They're all over you. They don't even, you can't even touch the money without them taking off 20%. And then when it comes to the time of year, they're going to take another 50%. They're not going to
exactly
do with anything. You think, oh, tax-free retirement thing, man. Free, you don't own it, man. It ain't yours. They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to let you have it. They're taking it, man. You gave it to them. It's theirs. So I just said, when the COVID thing hit, I said, I'm taking everything out, everything. And I was in a rush about it. And I didn't roll anything over. I didn't do anything kosher. I just took it. And thank God, man, I have what I need now, because, when the stuff hit the fan, I mean, they just said, you don't get the medical treatment, man, you're out. They don't care about, like, it's not constitutional. Exactly. They don't care about religious exemptions. They decide what they want and they do it. And I also decide what I want and I do it. And I'm a living testimony that I don't worry. I don't spend 1 second thinking about how much debt I'm in. I don't think about it. Like you said, XRP could go to the moon tomorrow. And I don't even think I would pay it off then. Because it's all illegal debt. We know that now, but I think we're like this guy on the battlefield, that if you don't believe in the system, it doesn't affect you. I mean, people who are hardcore realists will not accept it.
Well, that's why. That's why we set up the channel, and we're basically teaching the quantum financial system. We got the quantum financial systems manual. We got the Telegram group with a bunch of great patriots that will walk you by the hand and teach you what to buy, where to store it. Don't leave it on the exchange, because it's going to disappear. The hackers are going to come out of the woodwork once this stuff blows up. Once the banksters are gone, because they realize that their goose is cooked. They're out of business. They're done. Capiche? You get it? Stamp that in your head. Listen to me. If this thing was done where they could figure out how to get their piece, this thing would have been over a long time ago. This thing would have been $900 trillion. The money would have been flowing. XRP would have been moving all the money on earth. XRP would have been $100,000. But because they're being chased out of their own banks, the fight is on. If you think these guys are going to roll over, no, they're burning the furniture. They're breaking the tiles. They're popping out the windows on the way out. They're being destructive. That's why the war. This is what digital asset investors said it best. He said, if you figure out a way to get rid of the bankers, I promise you the tanks are going to come out. Well, we are where the tanks are out. Okay. And it's just the beginning. So I think, based on what I'm hearing you say, Eli, I think you're saying there's no way this thing is going to be over anytime soon. It's going to probably take the entire 2022, because if we still got to go to war with Taiwan, and there's going to be a war in Israel, and there's going to be a war potentially as well, like you said, I agree, in Iran, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, getting back to Meyer Lansky, I'm going to jump around a little bit here. You got to watch the documentary on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, where there's a reporter that meets with him every morning. And where does he meet him? He meets Meyer Lansky at Wolf's, what was it called? I can't think of the name.
Delicatessen? No?
It was Wolf's Delicatessen right on the corner of 21st Avenue and Collins Avenue in Miami. I had the beach concession between 21st Avenue and 22nd Avenue on Collins Avenue. That was Mel's Beach. I had a 500 chair operation. I had umbrellas, I had chairs, and had the whole bit. And the way I got the concession, very simple. I bribed somebody. That's how you do it, right? That's the shit you don't learn in business school, okay? The real shit, okay? So I paid this guy, I won't mention his name, in Miami Beach, inside, he was connected with the concessions. I paid him $1,000. I said, when you deliver, I'm going to give you another $1,000.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'm going to ask him next about the med beds because I'm sure he's been watching he's really big on the med beds. Hopefully you guys are having a good time out there, but we're bringing you some incredible content that nobody else will ever talk about. So I'm sure you have been watching my videos on the med beds with Cynthia. What are your thoughts?
Awesome. The whole every paradigm that we've grown up with is being completely annihilated. There's no sickness. We're going to be cured. I mean, on so many levels. I run down many rabbit holes. I'm a researcher, so. I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, I'm looking on the web. You put in the letters ME and you get an advertisement for med beds from somebody selling a med bed. I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Whether they're the actual med beds, I don't know. But the whole thing with this Tesla energy system, man, we're going to be out from under the thumbs of these criminals before you know it.
Oh yeah. That's why the lashback, the fight.
Right.
If they were winning, it's over. Communism sets in. They come, they say, hey, you're going to get a $600 UBI, then they're going to come knock on your door in about probably, 3-4 months. Say, you're getting your $600. Good. Okay, listen, roll up your sleeve a little bit over here. We got to put a little thing in there. Right. You know what I mean? You want to continue to eat your rice and chicken, maybe a piece of chicken every week or so. You're going to have to comply. And they own everything, even the shoes on your feet belong to the state. Okay? To all you normies out there, shame on you. But they're waking up. You know why? They have no choice. Because even the normies understand $10 a gallon for gasoline. And it's coming. It's coming. I can't wait, because the sooner it comes, the sooner you snap out of your your effing coma. I almost slipped there. I got a religious man here. It's very tough,
I've heard it before. Don't worry.
Yeah, but the reality is that's what it's going to take. When the normies go to the supermarket and they got to pay, $14, $18 for a gallon of milk, I say, let's bring it on. If that's what it takes to wake up these morons, let's get the party started already. Right?
Okay, so let me just tell you, I'm going to throw in a little bit of Torah because we need a little Torah anyway.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
When the Jews left Egypt, this is something I don't know if a lot of people are aware of. 4/5 of the Jews did not want to make the transition. They were normies. They said, you know what, we're not going on a big camping trip with you guys. We're not going to go see God. We're not interested. We want our steak sandwich tonight, And 4/5 of the Jews stayed in Egypt during the plague of darkness. They all passed over because they were too embarrassed. It was an embarrassment. But the Rebbe said, and this I think is very important, that the Rebbe said that when Geula comes, when Mashiach comes, when this transition, when the age of Aquarius, the Great Awakening, whatever you want to call it, Nasara, Gesara, I mean, all these programs, XRP, everything, med beds, free energy, when this hits, he said, everyone is going to be freed. So I think everyone's going to wake up. I do. I hope so anyway.
Oh yeah.
But I also just want to say one other thing, that just because I'm an obsessed kind of person,
sure,
is this whole, I don't know if you went down this rabbit hole, but the whole Tartaria thing about this, you know about that?
No, tell me.
So apparently there was a very advanced civilization on the planet everywhere.
Yes, that I know.
Maybe 200 years ago, not so long ago. And they built these incredible structures that we could not build today. These incredible World's Fair things. I mean, but it was all, their building prowess was, off the charts. And now there are a few, you can see, if you go, like there's a church down the street from me, man, and it's got the dome and it's got they put a cross up there, but it wasn't a cross in the old days. And then they have a little like pillared, there's pillars around a room. They use it for a bell tower. But in the old days, it was a transformer. And they used to take energy from the ether and supply everybody with and they were very, and So we're going back to the future. We're going to be freed from these banksters, these robbers, these criminals in suits. We're going to be freed forever from them. But I'm saying also, yes, it's going to take some time. Maybe it's going to take some time. But on the other hand, take it now. Start now, man. Join, get out of the paradigm. I mean, I'm talking to my friend. I have this beautiful teacher, and she's saying they just accused her. A kid was beating her up, and she picked the kid up or something. And then the administrator walked in. So now she's got charges against her. She was trying to save her life, probably. I mean,
Right.
this is, and this is the cabal. They got the stop signs. They got, everything is like, you gotta follow the rules. You want to do anything, you have to sign the paper. You have to sign this paper. Oh, you didn't get that form. We need you to do this. Oh, you have to call somebody first. It's like they just run you all over the place.
Yeah. All of this is going to go away. All of it.
All going to go away. It's all gone. But I don't accept it now, Mel. I don't buy it.
Yeah. It's called blockchain.
My wife says, I got to have insurance. I'm like, why do I need insurance? Am I going to get sick? I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be sick.
You know who actually invented life insurance? You can look this up. Al Capone.
Right. Who else? Yeah.
Al Capone. He used to send his guys, and he used to collect 25 cents a week from all the neighborhood. And he would give you the insurance that he's not going to kill you if you pay.
Right.
Okay.
That's
life
a deep
insurance.
state, man. Deep state.
Life insurance was invented by Al Capone. True story. All right. Alfonso Al Capone, who died of syphilis.
So I'm saying, grab for the gusto now, man. Don't wait. Yes, these things are coming. And people on my channel, I have my channel, and they're like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? I'm like, I don't know, man. For me, it's already happened. I'm there. And Mel, you're there.
We are like the OGs. We've been at this for a while. I mean, we've been here for May 18th of this year is going to be 6-year anniversary. If you want to count the fact that I got into a scam called OneCoin, you guys know about that one, okay? With Dr. Ruja, my friend talked me into it. I lost 1,500 euros. And whatever. I never even recruited anybody because I said I just didn't like the people running the thing. They look like scam artists. So anyway, long story short, if you want to count that, it will be like, instead of 6 years, it will be like 7 years. Okay. But other than that, the reality is we've been at this for a long time. We know, we see the writing on the wall. We know we can touch the dots. We can smell the dots. The dots are here. Okay. But you got to come into our movie theater. But don't be a troll and go down there and write some shit. Oh, Trump is never going to come back. And Gesara is never going to happen. You know what's never going to happen? That you're never going to get out of your mother's basement because you're an effing loser. That's why. That's what's never going to happen. So Anyway, brother, I love talking with you, because you and I are definitely cut from the same cloth. There's no question about it. And we got to do this again because we don't get to do this often enough. I know you're busy doing your good, what do you call that? Torah and whatever. And if I can help you in any way, believe me, I will make sure you sell more Torahs than the Bible salesman down the street. You know what I mean? All right. We got to figure out a way because he's going through hard times because he's not subjecting himself to this. So if any of you guys out there can help him out, you have an email address or some way that somebody can send you a little bit of PayPal or something, $20 or anything that could help.
Yeah. Just come to my channel, Kabbalah Guru. If you can find it. I mean, YouTube does their best to hide it, but you can find me. I mean, and on the show more, there's
My wife just got home.
Okay. Yeah, the boss is here. Okay. My wife took off for a couple of days. She needed a rest from me.
Yeah. So, probably had to get away from you, right?
I don't blame her, man. But the thing is, like, really, we're coming into this new age. It's going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be greater than anything we can even imagine. But I don't think you should wait. I mean, and the other thing is, I want to say one other thing, that if you are talented, if you have vision, if you are, if you're ahead of the curve, man, they're going to come after you and they're going to make your life miserable. Just try to get your tax-free retirement that you've been working so hard for. Just try to pull it out, man. Just try.
Sure.
You know, the IRS was
Absolutely.
all over it, man. I mean, I'm like, yeah, how much do you guys want? I'm like, I worked as a school teacher for 20 years. I put away a few little nickels and dimes so I barely had enough for groceries. And then the IRS is going to come in and like, oh yeah, you think you're going to get all this tax-free retirement? Man, I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke.
That's a joke.
It's a criminal.
And the joke is going to be on them because you know what? We're about to come out of the med beds. We're going to have a 900-year lifespan. We're probably going to be immortal at some point because the technology is going to advance so fast in the next 10, 20 years. It's going to make your head spin. Number one. Number two, we're going to live to be 900 years old, be wealthy for the next maybe 20 years until money goes bye-bye because that technology is moving so fast. And replicators will be here. If you don't know what replicators are, go look it up. Go listen to guys like Jared Rand. You'll understand what replicators are, and they're very real. Just as real as the machine that's going to save my mom's life. Okay, we're going to put that machine down in Mexico. We're about to do some big, big stuff, folks. We're going to take the world and we're going to shake it. And we're going to shake everybody. We're either going to shake you in or shake you out, but we're going to shake you nevertheless, you know. But I'll tell you, Eli, I would love to have you on a panel with a bunch of guys and maybe even Cynthia, because you might think of like a question to ask her that I can't think of, et cetera, to make it interesting, sort of mix it up a little bit. I fly by the seat of my pants. I don't plan this. I don't have any teleprompters. I don't have any scripts. I just have a conversation, right? By the way, I never got to meet Sophia Loren, to get back to that subject, because I met Amber and the next thing you know, I was moving to Costa Rica. So, but not that I would get starstruck and be like, hey, you know, I'd be like, you know, maybe she should be asking me for my autograph, right? So anyway, I've met a lot of very famous people in the past. I don't really talk about it because people think, oh, he's braggadocious, you know, whatever, no big deal. But needless to say, I like to have fun. That's one thing about me. I'm always in a happy mood. I'm always positive. As a matter of fact, I just went to a potluck party on Sunday. Every Sunday is my day off where I do a potluck party. And there was somebody there that's into a lot of the same stuff that we are. And they're from the Netherlands, him and his girlfriend. And they had this thing where it measures your energy. And I blew everybody off the charts. Everybody was measuring 3,000, 4,000. I went and I did it and I blew it at 7,000. I was double everybody else, you know? So I wonder why. But anyway, brother, when's the next time you think you could be available for a call where we could do a panel?
Well, I'm free all afternoons. I do my Torah class from 11 to 12 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And then I have a class or a meeting at 7:45 Eastern Standard Time in the evening. So anytime in between 12 and 6, I'm good to go, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A pleasure, man.
Sounds
I love
good.
you.
Hey,
You're
I
great,
love
man.
you, bro.
Great.
I love you. And I can't wait.
Enthusiasm.
I can't wait for XRP to pop, because I can't wait to be at a party with you, literally in the flesh. You know, I gotta leave you with this. I lived in Miami for quite a long time, and I used to get invited to all the bar mitzvahs and all the my friends. I hate to tell you, most of my friends are Jews, Italians, Puerto Ricans. I'm a friend of everybody. I got black friends, I got yellow friends, I got red friends, I got them all colors, shapes, and sizes. All right. But when I used to get invited to the bar mitzvahs and all the Jewish functions, the mothers, you know, the mothers are born matchmakers, the Jewish moms, right? And they used to think that I was Jewish. I wasn't Jewish. So they used to talk to me like, oh, this guy's really cool. And already they're starting to make plans. They're like, oh, I'm going to get this guy hooked up with my daughter, right? And then I say, what are you? I says, I'm Catholic. That didn't go over too well, but we used to have a lot of fun. I'll tell you I miss Miami. I can't wait to get back, and I got to wait for this whole storm to blow over, but it's going to blow over. Even if it takes an entire, 2022, I don't care. I am prepared. What is what is the other choice? Communism? Venezuela? I'm not interested. Thank you. You know what I mean?
One more thing, Mel, I just want everyone to know.
Sure.
We are coming, the 17th of March is Purim. And I don't know if people know what Purim is, but Purim represents a tremendous power reversal. Like people like this guy Haman wanted to kill all the Jews, every Jew in Persia. And at the end of the story, he and his sons get killed. So this is a time, we're coming into the age of Aquarius. This is, I mean, this is it, man. I mean, the environment, the cosmic energy cannot support the deep state anymore. They don't belong here anymore. They're gone. They're toast.
We're going to get rid of them just like we got rid of ISIS. There was not even, you can even find a breadcrumb from an ISIS guy. It was done. They were all finished. When we get done with the cabal, you guys are all done. That's why I run on no fear. I've always run on no fear. But now that I know you're losing, forget about it. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm going to bring, because Kerry Cassidy said, aren't you afraid? You know, you coming out the med beds? And I said, no, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of nobody. Everybody in my complex, we're all like this. You know what I'm saying? You feeling me? All right. So if you want to come down, you know, you better bring some body bags. That's all I got to tell you. Bring some body bags and bring a couple of hearses. You're going to need them. Brother, we'll talk. We'll do it again.
Okay. God bless, man.
You got it.